So for those of you on the VOD, if you're hearing this, congrats, this experiment worked. Hitler was a fascist who committed suicide. Okay, got that out there. We'll see what YouTube does with that. Story finally started. Take heed, Link. The road you must take is enveloped in a fierce wind. But remember how far you've traveled. You must proceed to go forward. You can meet any obstacles that arise. I believe that. A Gerudo village lies due north of here. Go and speak with them. And of course, this song plays for the Gerudo Desert, which makes so much sense if you think about it. Welcome. It's been a long time since we had any travelers here. This village is our home. We're the dwellers in the desert, the Gerudo tribe. The village is in a bit of an uproar, contending with a man who broke our laws. We can't do much for you, but make yourself at home. Pyramid is sacred to our people. To have a criminal such as him enter, his presence stains its holy ground. As usual, the Gerudo are not a big fan of him. Yes, I did see it's like 3 days before the show's birth date, which is how I remember the time, Dark Day. The Desert Temple was built to keep people away from the pyramid. None who enter the pyramid or the temple have ever returned their tombs. Yet the man has gone there all by himself, all for the sake of his own mad desire. And yeah, they don't mind men in the village. I mean, why would they? This timeline, as originally intended, has nothing to do with Ocarina, or Breath, or anything like that. Within this desert, an ancient temple slumbers amidst ruins. A perpetual sandstorm blows here, a barrier to hinder those who seek to enter. If you plunge headlong into the sands, you'll wind up right where you started. Tell me, travelers, what brings you to these borderlands? I see. You come on word of the maidens, huh? Yes, this Ganondorf you speak of is a member of the Gerudo, but his intent is unknown to me. He has flouted the law and fled for the pyramid. To reach the pyramid, one must pass the trial of the Desert Temple. The villain Ganondorf will no doubt draw his last breath failing this trial. We've blocked the road to the desert to keep other fools from coming. But considering the crisis in Hyrule, we've no reason to stop you, brave lads. Go to the entrance of the village and speak to the gods at the gate. By all means, Blade 12, sell me. What, is that like the 200 gig game or whatever nonsense, Ross? 280 gig or something insanity like that. Curse that 309? Curse that Ganondorf. He broke our laws and left for the pyramid. I don't know what he plans, but I am worried. So again, bits and pieces of the story that... Again, there is actual story here, freaking finally. But even right here, they quickly, efficiently get across a bunch of things. The Gerudo are cool, right? Sunglasses, they're cool. And they're obviously cool with Hyrule and have been for a long time. They're also nomads. They just roam around. But the thing is, and this is the big one, they have this ancient pyramid which is sealed away for some reason. And they have someone hereby who is a criminal who is seeking the pyramid. Two separate points, right? The fact that he's a criminal implies all it needs to. And remember, Ganondorf was a thief back in the timeline of LTTP, which this was originally intended to predate. So, Ganondorf was already some kind of unpleasant, horrible person before he sought out the pyramid. Keep that in mind. From here on, the sandstorms are brutal. Kids like you will never make it through. Oh, you receive special permission? Alright, go on through. Remember, the storms are terrible. Be careful out there. Yeah, it is kind of a weird effect. Of course, I can't just turn it off. The word of truth will only those who oppose can... Wait, what? Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. In other words, go wherever the wind is pointing you away from. Or fight the wind, if you want to just phrase that one. Give me your gems. I do agree that the usage of the music has been quite solid for the most part. So if you decide not to oppose the winds... Or, hang on. That happens. I just wanted to show that off at least once. It's such a weird game to review in the typical style. I was just thinking about that. Like, most of the pluses that most Zelda games get don't even apply here. Overworld? There is none. Map? Nope. Typical itemization route? Doesn't even exist. Still does a lot right, though. I think this game is going to score quite well. Speaking of which, do I have that updating right now? Looks like I do. Which means, yep, looks like the HUD has updated, and this is our current score. I stand by that. Current fair count is 43. Didn't Awakening have more story pluses than this? I don't know. There's only one way to find out. LoreRunner.com, source of all your merchandising needs. Do you want a Lore Runner body pillow? First of all, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, we'll see how the last dungeon goes. We'll get there. We'll get there. Man, I would totally play hockey in the desert. That just sounds like fun. I'm afraid not, Spartan. However, you are allowed to have the fully blow-up, or sorry, the fully inflatable Lore Runner sex doll for satisfying all your lore and running needs. I might have to double up this graphic negative, though. In fact, I think I will. As usual, Gibdos are terrible. Poke. Yes, send in hashtag negative to gameplay for 15% off goodies. That's right, and that's why I am sponsored by... I don't know. So your problem is I can't make the joke because no matter what party I use, it's a losing joke. I was going to say sponsored by insert political party here. To really show how I've just completely sold out. I don't think Raid Shadow Legends is a political party, but then again, I could be wrong. Aha! Thank you for checking, Blue Fusion. Oh my gosh. Paid for by the assassination of making sure Hitler commits suicide. It's actually, it's so, you know, we get time travel, right? But everyone universally somehow agrees there's only one acceptable use for time travel. And it's making sure Hitler kills himself. And then it becomes like a sports event. Today, we're discussing the different ways we could have Hitler die. Crowd's really ramped up for the, I don't know. Trying to think of something ridiculous rather than actually awful. Yeah, exactly. Competitive Hitler hatred. Good evening, J. Palmer. Raspberry muffins, I'm thinking. Sounds really good right now. Hey, Mr. Red. I'm afraid I will be requiring your blood, J. Palmer. If you do not give unto me your blood, I'm afraid I must take it by means most foul. Do not test me on this matter, for I am a vampire. I have great capacity to cause blood to leave your body at excessive ratios. Jesus, I'm dying a lot in here. I remember dying. I mean, this is when the game officially starts to get a bit harder, but damn. Oh, we're pretty far through. I would like to beat this game today, and that is possible. This is a short game. Honestly, so is the next one. While we're on the subject. Visitors to the village are truly rare, you know. We of the Zuna tribe live in this village. We may not look like it now, but we are descended from the wise pyramid builders. Really? Tell me more.
Oh.
I'll give you a sand rub for 100 force gems. No thanks, I don't need the heal. No! Okay. Well, I got a puff on accident. Whoops. No, J. Palmer. The only way you'd see this GBA stuff on your GBA is if you're playing this with your GBA, aka the worst possible way to play this. However, if you're a crazy madman and are playing this with a GBA controller instead of, you know, just the GameCube controller, then yes, these little sequences would pop up on your handheld. Thank you, and Milk. Always appreciate. Give me one moment, please. Oh wow, that's a 2-year sub, actually. So thank you for 2 years of support, and Milk. I will jot that down for Guild Wars 2, Oreo, and I believe that's the Yakuza Block 1 has Kiwami 2, I think. Someone check me on that. Yakuza Block 1 has Kiwami 2, right?
Oh.
Do you want to know the secret of the pyramid? When we were young, we were all told legends of it. There are many frightening tales about it. They say there's an evil force? No, wait, they say there's no evil force. Wait, which one was it? I was wondering about it, came across this temple in the desert. Where was it? I had no business there, so I forgot. Gotcha. Thank you, Jay Palmer. So yeah, that will go to the Yakuza Block 1. The men who came from the south a while back gave off bad vibes. I waved at everything, but the jerk just ignored me. Yeah, Ganondorf doesn't strike me as the kind of person who'd be very sociable. Fortunately, no, Torchinator. It's okay. I got this. So do I need, what I really need, is I need to make Noctis the absolute dictator of the world. I think that'll work out well for all of us. Noctis, you're in charge now. Don't screw up. When was Donkey Kong last given a game that wasn't Mario Kart? When did Tropical Freeze come out? Because that is the answer. And no, I don't mean the Switch re-release, the original. $2014. Yep, there's your answer. How's it holding up, Kitten Fan? Hopefully well. And thus, some say, even to this very day, Mr. Red is out there, eating his sweets. Which Zelda game will have the most viewers? Ocarina. Or Tears of the Kingdom. One of those two. Although Breath had a lot of viewers too. Like a lot. I believe currently the current record is Breath. I am aware of it, but no, J. Palmer. And no, Twilight Princess is the fan darling. It's not really the one with the level of popular appeal of the other ones. Internal system error. The DS9. Although, ironically, we actually have several DS9s. Because we have Majora's Mask as well. Stupid. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tears gets a bunch, even though it's like a year old at this point. Excuse me, over a year old. What? Ah, whatever. Well, that Nintendo Direct that's happening at some point. No, Kitten Fan, absolutely not. Really, game? Hey, Paranoid Android. Yeah, I've recently beaten Master Quest on Ocarina. I think I'm good for double damage things. Never mind Breath of the Wild, which is just way overtuned in damage in general. Honestly, nothing, Dark Day. But it's the closest thing to new gaming news that I'm interested in right now. Furthermore, and more to the point, it'll be interesting to see what they showcase and what they don't. We know there'll be no Nintendo Switch 2, Switch Harder news, right? That's guaranteed. They flat out admitted that. So, what will they show? They have... I mean, we've known that they're making a Switch 2 for literal years at this point. However... yes, they have, as of this moment, officially confirmed, no really style, they are making the Switch 2... the Switch successor is what they're calling it so far. And they've also said flat out that they will have no news about that during the June Direct. Do me a favor, Silent Fox. Look up when the Switch came out. I mean, the Switch U might be one of the worst possible names they could come up with, Blue Fusion Bolt, but... we've talked about that. 2017. It has been 7 years since the Switch came out. Now, that probably doesn't sound like a long time. In which case, what the hell, dude? But, you know, that's working correctly. Yeah, I know, Dark Day. And it will have no news about the Switch, too. Yeah, 7 years in gaming time is an absolute eternity. I've said many times, and by all accounts, I was right. The Switch 2 was probably supposed to be announced this March and come out this fall. It was pushed back for reasons I still don't actually know or understand, but I'm not answering your question directly. Why bother making a Switch 2? You never want to wait until the well has run dry before you find a new source of water. You need to sit down and think, okay. And the Switch is still doing decently well. And it is. And that's good. And that's pretty much the perfect time to put out the Switch 2. People who are hesitant about getting a Switch 2, or worried or whatever for any reason, they are more likely to go ahead and look at the Switch and be like, well, the Switch is still out, and it'll probably start going on sale, too. What nonsense am I missing here? Sorry, I've sort of lost my place in this puzzle. It's as weird of a sentence as that probably sounds like. Anyways, the people who want a Switch 2 but can't really afford one will be more likely to pick up a Switch, which still has games going for it, and still has games being pushed out for it, and will probably for at least another year, probably closer to 2 or 3 years, because that's normal, right? Like, NES games came out well after the SNES came out, and same with the SNES, and same with the N64, and same with the GameCube, and blah, blah, blah. It's normal, right? So that's the first thing. Sales will keep going for the Switch. Second of all, you're ensuring that people who are already well and tired of their old thing or want the latest new thing are there to pick up the thing. Then you've also got to consider generational stuff. Think about it from this perspective. My niece was 3 when the Switch came out. She's 10 now. And if you frame things like that a little bit differently, you start to see how another gaming generation, another generation of people, whether they are kids who are now old enough to appreciate games, or kids who are now old enough to buy their own, or people who are in school or are now out of school. You know, 7 years is a pretty big gap, so this is a perfect time to pick up new players, completely new audience members. I think that's it. Those are the 3 big reasons. Okay, so what the hell am I doing? My comparison about water is one I just came up with on the fly, probably because we're in the middle of a desert. But the usual analogy there is the swinging vine method. You always want to make sure you're reaching for the next vine before you leave the current one. There's also an art to telling when something is ready to be concluded, because doing it too early can be damaging, like you were just positing. Doing it too late is damaging, and has been many times. You gotta hit that sweet spot. This is interesting. Yeah, Neo Geo is a good example of a console that came out way too late to really do what it needed to. You could argue the TurboGrafx 16 as well. That's a little more debatable, but same general concept. And then sometimes your console's trash. Saturn. Actually, the Saturn wasn't really trash. I can think of much worse consoles than that. After all, the Jaguar exists. I do try to ignore the 3DO as much as I possibly can. So the Famicom was the family computer. It was a little console-y kind of thing. You could put in these little diskettes, and those diskettes would allow you to play video games on them. It was this wild thing. I am a knight of the Hyrule, charged with guarding the Red Jewel. Hear now the doom of the knights. We were bested by a foe with a mighty weapon. He cast us into the dark world where we and the jewels were lost in shadow. The way to the Golden Realm vanished, and we, servants of the crown, were turned into monsters. The man that defeated us is the same man who created the shadowy imp. A man from the desert wastes. He is not Vati. Your dark twin was sent by him to trick you into breaking Vati's seal. I wonder where the fiend got the amazing power he now wields. It matters not. None of this allowed me to aid Princess Zelda, and yet I cannot go on. Brave ones, I entrust the Red Jewel to you. You now possess 3 of them. Obtain the 4th, and bring light back to the realm of the golden power. I mean, they do have this obsession with turning Link into a child, which, I'll be completely honest, irritates the piss out of me. But whatever. Yeah, that's how far through the game we are right there. We're missing 3 MacGuffins. I guess for every reason, J. Palmer. And I'm not actually joking about that. It's pretty much for every reason. A child protagonist can work, but you gotta structure pretty much everything around the fact that you have this child protagonist. And I'm not sure they have. It changes based on which individual Link it is on the World Nebula. They also change their minds on it periodically, so that's always fun. So that was the Desert of Doubt. Good stage, good stage. Now for the Desert Temple. References. And yeah, kinda Dark Day. It's like, I get Japanese obsession with youth. Don't agree with it, but I get it. But like, does the hero of our game who goes and beats eldritch abominations and demons have to be 10? Okay, it can be 5. Great. That's great. That's what I wanted out of that interaction. Well, I mean, that's just... It's the time we live in, apparently, Noctis. The oldest Link? I think that's actually Breath of the Wild. I wasn't counting the 100 years thing. I also wasn't counting the Hero of Time in Twilight, because that's cheating. That's true. Breath Link does die pretty young. Oh, haha, Kitten Fan. So anyways, the Breath Link. One thing I find funny is they emphasize that Link is pretty young in LTTP, but then he goes on to do 3 full other adventures on his own. And it makes me wonder, how old is he supposed to be there? Unless this happened, like, immediately after his adventures. Which is possible. I do like how it shows where there's hidden stuff in the sand, and you can knock it out with the hammer. Speaking of which, that's the theme of this temple, the hammer. I'm probably just mostly tired of there being a younger Link. If you want to have a younger Link, sure, whatever. Can we, like, occasionally not? Probably not it. I'm telling you, we could still have a young-ish Link. Like, I'm sorry, 20s is young. No offense. I've thought that since before I was in my 40s. I don't shy away from that opinion. So we can have a 20s Link and still go with the Western vibe thing, which I keep saying we should totally do. I mean, we already had that in Twilight Princess Dark Day. Heyo! Sorry. Look, you guys brought it up, okay? Don't look at me. Yeah, Orin, you remember Orin, the big, grizzly, ancient, venerated adventure? Yeah, he's younger than me by about a decade. Just point that out. It's kind of funny because most Final Fantasy characters are either like in their teens or 20s, or they're really old, like in their 70s or 60s range, which is ancient, as we all know. There actually is a bit of a cultural thing in Japan against age and the elderly. Look up how old Cyan is sometime, Ross. Why for, Kitten Fan, if you don't mind my sharing. I'm sorry, my asking, your sharing. So, there's a lot of reasons why, but it boils down to, as most things in life do, World War II. World War II was a hell of a thing for Japan, and kind of a hard reset on the country in many ways. That's fair, Kitten Fan. And as a direct consequence, the country had to do a lot of stuff that was honestly considered impossible. No. There we go. Yeah. And as sort of a result of that, you were expected to be extraordinarily productive because it was your civic duty to help the country exist. There was a fairly decent period of time there in the post-World War II era when people would work for rice. Think about how much rice costs you to get a bag of rice right now for a second. Now, there's a lot of consequences of that. This is such an overwhelmingly zoomed-out perspective, but the point I'm trying to reach here is that in order to make that work, one of the many things they had to do was have a work culture, a massive work culture. So you hit the workforce pretty young, by the way. So you were kind of legally an adult, usually by about 14, sometimes by about 16. That varies. And you were out there trying to help contribute and provide and otherwise get things back and rolling again. And that never really stopped. As a result, for the last several decades at this point, there's this kind of thing where school, that's when you're allowed to have a life. Because the moment you leave school, now you have to provide for a job. And now that's your life. So a lot of the creators tend to venerate the point in their lives when they were able to actually have what they consider to be a life, when they could just do whatever they wanted to. Within reason, obviously. Yeah, this is an ongoing issue, and I do think they're starting to pull out of that, and that's a good thing. But yeah, that's why games and manga and shows and books and movies have such an emphasis on youth. It's because that was your life. Is it down here? That's also one of the reasons why workaholism is such a serious issue in Japan. Because that's what you do. And yeah, as was mentioned earlier, suicide rates. And no joke, no YouTube memeing this time. The real thing. The unpleasant thing that's awful. Yeah, alcoholism. Back when I was playing Yakuza, I decided to look into those stupid bars. I can't remember what they're called anymore. Hostess clubs? It's like, why? What's the point there? I made a comment on it. It even reached the highlight reel, if you remember. What's the point of this? There's no benefit to a hostess club for me. And of course there isn't, because I have a life outside of my job. Hell, one of the biggest things I have struggled with, and you can make fun of me for this if you want, is making time for friends and family in my job. It's really, really easy to find myself thinking, well, you know, if I don't hang out with my family tonight, I can get some more work done. That is a very, very easy mentality to fall into for me. Noise warning. Tingle? Aw. I was gonna leave him one force gem, just to be nice. I remember actually 100%ing without a guide the collectathon thing in Link Between Worlds, and enjoying it quite a bit. Probably the best iteration of Gold Skulltulas in the whole franchise, I would say. I mean that sincerely, too. Okay, fine. Don't be stupid, I guess. I guess. I don't remember what the final reward is, but I remember it being worth a damn. That's always nice. Yeah, it's almost like having proper in-game interface and map design can really help out a game. Weird how that works out that way. Looking at you, Metroid Dread. Oh yeah, it was the Giga Spin. Into the damn thing. Agreed, Phaethon. Info in game is something I give plenty of marks for when they do it right. I have no problem giving a negative when they don't. Once, Noctis. On the stage I was predicting having to do it on, too. The infiltration of Hyrule Castle. I think there'll be one other one that we haven't reached yet in the Frost area, but I could be wrong with that. As you could tell by the fact that I had like 3,000 some odd there, usually you have plenty. Pyramid time. Nice place. Yeah, like, to use a specific example, I'm obviously not a big fan of Korok seeds. I've never been quiet about that. But Korok seeds would be a lot more tolerable if they were, like, there was a map indicator that said, this is how many you have, this is how many you're missing in this region. And you can look at it and be like, alright, I'm missing 5 in this area. Search, 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 search. Oh, I'm missing none. Okay, I can move on. Even something as absolutely simple as an indicator that you're done can be very helpful. And that's bare level. That's like the bottom of the barrel requirement for info in game there. But even that is helpful. No, simply knowing, oh, I'm done with this section, I can move on, can be invaluable. To me. I don't know about you guys. Don't want to speak for anybody else here. Yeah, gold Skulltulas. Exactly. I was just about to bring that up. Thank you, Frieza. Once you've completed all the gold Skulltulas in an area, there's an indicator. Thank you, Ocarina. For somehow being an excellence in gaming design, despite it being like 20 years, 30 years. When did Ocarina come out? It was in the 90s, but like that's a range. Just enjoy this for a second. Oh, me too, Phaethon. I imagine a lot of us have. 26 years. It has been 26 years. Sorry, I'm not trying to bash Breath again. I don't need an excuse for that, but for real, I'm just... It is interesting to me how many aspects of good game design go way further back than we think. That's the actual point I'm trying to make. When I think of unskippable cutscenes, I think of Ninja Gaiden. When I think of being able to rebind key bindings, I think of Star Fox. Or Super Metroid. But I've had to sort of force myself into that mentality because I'm continuously surprised by how old a lot of these good game design concepts are. And it just makes it even more bonkers that we don't have those kind of things nowadays. Here's another one for you. More than one save slot. We actually pretty much know the first game to have that kind of multiple save system. It was Zelda 1. In 88, I believe, because it was specifically the American version, but still. 80s, either way. Yeah, looking at you, Pokemon. Get with the program. That's true, Otherworld Nebula. Although, I do have a counter-argument for that. When does Legacy of Kain come out? It's possible Legacy of Kain was after that, in which case ignore me. But I have argued several times that Legacy of Kain was one of the first times they actually took voice acting seriously in video gaming. Now, that wasn't a big impact game, not like Metal Gear Solid was. But they were still ahead of the curve in several ways. Of course, Legacy of Kain in general was ahead of the curve in several ways. That's not really surprising. Yeah, the first Legacy of Kain, which is Blood Omen, something. That's actually an interesting question. When did Star Fox 64 come out? I don't want to argue that the voice acting in that game was stellar, but it was good. Weirdly good. I bet right now, several of you right now, 97, so right before it, I bet a lot of you right now in your head can actually hear several lines from Star Fox 64. Tell me I'm wrong. Time to try out a new weapon. No! Hit the brakes! I can't stop it! You'll never defeat Andros! Live action doesn't really count for voice acting, no. Live action has its own history. Having said that, Command & Conquer certainly was not the first to live action, but it's probably one of the bigger impacting ones. We need to help get the feather immediately, Janthel. Mega Man. Come on. Star Fox, the original, had voice acting in the most technically sense of the word. So in other words, no. It had voice acting the same way Super Metroid had voice acting. Yeah, there was the guy being like, good luck. And then there was like a couple of lines of dialogue in the ending. And then there was blah, 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 blah. And yes, I can do those voices on command. Shut up. I've played a lot of Star Fox. What do you want from me? Hell, I played Star Fox recently because someone was asking me about it. I know this sounds like a weird parallel, but it was for the Trek lore run, and they were like, hey, you know, how does this compare to this and this? And I'm like, well, it's like Star Fox. And they're like, what's Star Fox? I'm like, oh my god. So I just fired up Star Fox and beat it really quick right then and there, because it's like an hour game, if you know what you're doing. Let's see how you handle our new game, Star Fox. Anyways, I'm sorry, way off topic. Trek games. Trek games definitely exist. Are there any good Trek games, though? I'm being a little facetious, but in all honesty, the number of good Trek games we have is really, really small. Like, sadly small. There's Elite Forces. I'll give credit to Elite Forces. And, this is so frustrating. The floor is filled with holes and I can't go anywhere. I wish I could fly like a Pegasus. If only I had boots that could do that. Hand. Starfield's getting DLC. It might actually bring the score up from second worst game I have ever reviewed. It might also lower it. All of these things are possible. I mean, reportedly, they added basic map functionality. You can believe it. But yeah, like, we've got we've got Elite Forces. I have actually played several Star Trek point-and-click adventure games. I'm not sure I could call any of them good. That's a little trickier. You keep saying Armada 2, and I'm sure that that's a very good game. I don't even remember why I haven't played Armada 2, but I haven't. Well, I can't even talk about that. Oh, dude, Janthel, it was so bad. Like, I know we joke and we mock, and like, even Spirit Tracks, I was memeing a bit. Like, oh, it's the worst game ever. No. Starfield is trash. Starfield is straight up trash. Like, I apologize. If anybody likes that game, good. I am happy that people like that game. I did lose a viewer over my opinion of Starfield. Probably not a big loss. Not because of the Starfield thing, but if you're going to abandon my show because you don't like my honest and legitimate earned take on something, then what are you doing here? You know? Do you want me to lie to you? Is that the thing? Do you want me to just just tell me what you want me to tell you, and I still won't do it, but at least then we could be approaching this from the same angle. Very well, Noctis. Wait, you can disagree with people? It's crazy talk. Yeah, viewers come and go all the time, and I don't mean that as a derogatory, it's just something you kind of get used to at a certain point. Sometimes viewers come back. That's always kind of cool. I don't know if I've actually brought in anyone new with the shorts. The shorts have been performing extremely well, and they've been getting good comments. So, good engagement, good feedback, good views, good retention. But as for if they're actually working, who knows? What? Dream Whisperer? Yeah, if nothing else, if people are enjoying shorts, it's a nice way to... It's the highlight reel, basically. It's not quite a replacement for the highlight reel because the highlight reels were awesome, but it's fulfilling that same viewer request. I don't know what to call that. There's no real way to promote a Twitch stream if you're not already big. Yeah, that's been true for a while. I mean, I wouldn't really blame you. Not really, Kitten Fan. Okay, I see that. Fill the niche. There we go. Yeah, sorry, I was juggling 3 mental things at once there and failing at all of them. Okay, hold up. I hate to say such a statement, Dream Whisperer, but surely not, right? Like, I know France has been having some issues right now, but surely not. But Macron isn't a right-leaning, he's centrist. Right? Like, check me on this, Dream Whisperer. Because he's specifically dissolving the National Assembly. And he's calling for a popular vote. But the National Rally Party is apparently really popular right now. France, J. Palmer. Well, that's awful, because that's just kind of the trend right now, to be completely honest with you. A whole lot of countries right now are leaning that way, and that's not great. It is Pithy Panda. I said that earlier, too. That's where we're swinging right now. I mean, they're totally meatballs, Kitten Fan. 100%. Sorry, I didn't unlock this earlier, which involves necessitating some backtracking. My apologies. Narratively, I love the outro in Spirit, Kitten Fan. Like, no complaints there. So, highlight reels take an onerous amount of time to do, which I just don't really have anymore. A lot of the highlight reels you've seen, including the one you just mentioned, were done by several other people on a volunteer basis because I can't afford to pay them. So, for example, Mr. Red made the Kingsfield 4 highlight reel. He did a great job with it. But because that's volunteer work done entirely on their own recognizance, I can't really, you know, say if any new highlight reels will ever happen or not. Only the one of Optimus Prime's active. He looked weird. Very anime is the word I would use. Which I guess is kind of weird, so that tracks. I've heard SMT4 is one of the best SMT games. And consequently, I have heard the opposite about SMT5, which is a shame, because I know a lot of people were looking forward to that one. I loved the Demon Train fight. I actually agree with that completely, Kid Fan. No, that was demonstrative. What was his name? People still don't actually understand that if I get loud like that, that's just me having fun with it and trying to vent a little bit. If you want to see me get upset, watch the Zelda 2 stream. That's me actually getting upset at something. Of course. Oh my god. Mind me. Correct, Death Diver. Did it work? Who knows? No, it didn't! And it completely torpedoed the sales and prospects of this game at the same time. I know people today who don't understand that this is a single-player mainline Zelda game because of that stupid 4-player Link crap. Yes, I get it, Link, haha. Starfield didn't upset me. Starfield was just depressing. Like, it's hard to put into words how bad that game was. But I did, because that's my job. No, I just don't like the style of Exactive, that's all. Nothing fancy. Technically, yes, Noctis. No, it's a very valid thing to assume. Why wouldn't you assume that? Nothing about the marketing whatsoever said anything otherwise. As I mentioned during the lead-up to this, me and my friends bought this game because we thought it was a co-op game that we could play together. No, I think it was a little too bulky, Exactive. A little more bulk would work. I wouldn't know, Phaethon, as I've said a few times. I never actually successfully got anyone to play this with me. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. There's 2 games. One's called Four Swords and one's called Four Swords Adventures. Which one of those sounds like the mainline Zelda game, or which one of them sounds like the little Gaiden side game that was tacked on as a minigame? No, you actually don't need a Game Boy. In fact, if you have a Game Boy, it makes the game worse. I have played this on a GBA, by the way. It sucks. Play it on a GameCube controller, trust me. Or a PS3 controller like I am. Yeah, one of the mistakes I made with Starfield Death Driver, excuse me, was I was like, alright, let's go explore some planets. It was like one of the first things I did, since it was one of the most hyped up features. Boy, was that a mistake. Alright, boss time. You know him, you hate him. I mean, he owns his own house, Kitten Fan. That alone should be indicative, I think. Unlike in LTTP, where, you know, it's clearly our uncle's house. Which Link is my favorite? Honestly, Twilight Princess Link is way up there for me. Whoops. But the other big contender would be Wind Waker Link, also known as Phantom Hourglass Link, because it's the same guy. I'd love to say LTTP and Oracles and Link's Awakening, but the truth is, that Link just doesn't get the kind of characterization that I need in order to really like a character, despite having 4 games to his name. Oh, in this game? Oh, purple, easy answer. As with all things in Skyward Sword, I barely remember that game because pain, so I'm just bowing out of that conversation. God damn it. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen too. Honestly, this game is like 2 steps away from being a Metroidvania anyways. So I'd be completely on board. And not just because I love good Metroidvanias. He does have some hair going on. Cannot argue that. Really? Double red? Okay. You dislike Pain. She's the only character of the main 3 who has a character. Tingle shows up. Wow! Tingle, what are you doing inside the ancient pyramid of the Triforce? It's okay, she's super pregnant, Ross. Arpain. Oh god, who is Arpain? If I'm remembering correctly, Arpain is a member of Seed. And she's part of... like, part of her story arc is going to be kind of showcasing, you know, now what? Now that we've successfully fulfilled Seed's purpose, what do we do next? And she's going to be a little bit of an insight into what's going on outside of Spira, too. Story time. The writing on these rocks. It's in an ancient tongue. Let me see if I can read it. Seek you the world? Seek you power? Does your soul despise peace and thirst for more? Does your soul cry for destruction and conquest? We grant you the power to ruin the world. The power of darkness. Evil spirit of magic trident, you are the king of darkness. Evil spirit of magic? This is an indentation in the shape of a weapon. You think the person who took this trident was Ganondorf? Does this mean this wicked man is somewhere in Hyrule plotting even now? Link, the situation's even more desperate than I believed. We must hurry. Now, this is how Ganondorf gets his iconic trident, or at least it was supposed to be how that works. But another tiny little tidbit I like about this is the implication here that the trident is kind of the inverse Master Sword. There's just a symmetry to that that appeals to me. The Master Sword opposes evil, and the trident opposes good. And Ganondorf was already a horrible person, as we've already discussed, who, it's worth noting if you pay attention to the overall, the backstory, the world building, the history, Hyrule was like in an unprecedented era of peace and prosperity. And despite living the good life, Ganondorf wasn't satisfied. He wanted more. Like the indentation just said there on the thing. Do you despise peace? Do you crave power? Do you crave the world? And so Ganondorf was already a messed up individual, was a criminal of some sort, we don't know exactly what, and then decided to go off and do his own thing, made his way in here, stole away, got the trident, and became Ganon. This would then lead to him eventually penetrating into the Golden Land and finding the Triforce. Cool. If only that was the actual story we get here. Nevertheless, I like this little inclusion of the trident and the tiny little tidbits it adds to Ganon as a character. Link, you've come to my aid? You came to this pyramid of no return just to rescue me? Thank you, Link. Princess Zelda? This is true. So she's still in the clutches of those creatures. My sisters, show yourselves, please. My favorite little touch is the fact that most of them have eye color that's similar to their themed color, except for Yellow, who has red eyes. Nice little touch there. We'll work together to find Princess Zelda. Let our six heart be one. Let us call out to her. So the idea originally, Savacom, was they were going to go from... The idea originally was Four Swords Adventures, that's this one, which itself was kind of supposed to be a follow-through of Minish Cap. Let's ignore that for a second. That's pure speculation. So, Four Swords Adventures, which was the Imprisoning War. That led to the events following the Imprisoning War, which is Link to the Past. In Link to the Past, Ganon is destroyed, and so his servants try to do a bad resurrection of him. That leads to the two Oracles games. That resurrection goes so badly that he's actually completely out of commission in Link's Awakening, and for some time until he comes back as a mindless beast in Zelda 1. And thus, this great super all-powerful person is basically just a mindless bore. This also is interesting because if you think about it, it means this Ganondorf has, like, the worst time, right? He's like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to steal the trident. It's going to be awesome, and I'm going to be evil. And then he gets imprisoned in the Dark World, killed in the Dark World, badly resurrected, roams around as a mindless beast, and then spends the rest of eternity as a pile of ash. Good job, Ganon. Link, is that you? And the Shrine Maidens. You're all safe. Oh, I'm so relieved. Link, I'm in the Tower of Winds. This is no longer the tranquil road to the... Seriously, replace Realm of the Heavens with the Golden Land every time, and it's like 1-to-1. This is no longer the tranquil road to the Golden Land. Vati's underlings have turned it into a frozen fortress. Hurry, Link. Vati's power grows ever stronger, even as we speak. Princess Zelda. The Tower of Winds. If she is trapped in the Tower of Wind, which has now vanished from Hyrule. Accursed Vati. The princess is in danger. Link! You must get the last royal jewel and bring back the tower. Your heroes have crossed Hyrule and gathered 3 of the jewels. There's only one place left to search. Frozen Hyrule, where the power of darkness keeps spring at bay. The last royal jewel must be there. No matter the cost to us, Princess Zelda must be rescued. You know, I could see that, Kitten Fan. Groose is a good example of that concept. World 7. Yeah, I have Glorious Barbarian. I spent 17 hours discussing how there's absolutely nothing to talk about. Link, the Tower of Winds has vanished. If we enshrine the Royal Jewels into the Four Swords' sacred ground, the temple may reappear. We'll go on ahead and guard the sacred ground from our foe until you arrive. The power of darkness has halted the flow of time here, and winter lingers on. Oh, by the way, this is actually, I'd say, probably my second favorite song in this entire game. It's a remix, but it's a lovely take on it. Thank you, Dark Prince Revan. As always. Give me a moment. Armored Core 6, Ratchet, and Blank Block, and XCOM. That's a good point, Jiggly Saint. Maybe this isn't a wintry area. No guesses what the major theme of this area is, by the way. Gameplay theme, I mean. Yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ice. That's an accurate way to phrase that. So 2 barriers we cannot progress past, and giant snow things getting in the way everywhere. Sorry, someone asked if I would be excited about FF13-3. No. Not at all. I have absolutely no faith in the FF10-2. The FF10 team to do a proper sequel to 10-3. To 10-2, oh my god. Especially since 10-2 isn't really crying out for a sequel. It's a pretty definitive the end. It was 10 that was crying out for a sequel. I mean, he's probably exactly right, Zactos. What? Hem. No, Genthil. First of all, 10-2 already has a sequel. Yes, really, that's not actually a joke. It's terrible. Tidus dies by kicking a football that he thinks... He kicks a bomb that he thinks is a blitzball, actually. That's not a joke. Trust me, Kitten fan, Tingle was always a bad guy. Oh yeah, and Sin comes back for absolutely no reason. Tell you what, Tingle, I'll let you get one Force Gem. You're welcome. It's okay. Immediately after dying, he's brought back from the dead again. I mean, we have a Triforce too. Ugh. Aw. Yeah, no, there's just nothing to say about the Dragon Age 4 trailer. It's just a CGI mesh fest. We've seen those before. Quite a few times, actually. As I am fond of pointing out, every Dragon Age trailer ever has always been bad. Like, they've never been good. You remember the Dragon Age Origins trailers, right? Or the Dragon Age 2 trailers, or the Dragon Age Inquisition trailers. They have a long and storied tradition of being crap. Okay. Crap. Oh god. It's following me! Oh god! Oh god! Ah! What do I do? What do I do? Yeah! Oh, thanks. Take care not to stroll out too far during blizzard conditions. If you're exposed too long, your strength will fade. Be careful. I will freely admit I enjoy FF7, but I like FF10 as well. In fact, FF10 is the other very popular FF other than 7, so that's not really a particularly uncommon opinion. It's my incredible creation, the Snow Wall. Unless you flame it while in Deco Scrub formation, you can't melt it. In other words, guys like you will never be able to get by this wall. I am so smooth. I will admit I've always bounced off of FF10. And don't mistake me, it's a really good game with a lot of good stuff in it. But there's two really big things that have always pushed me out of it. Can you guess what they are? Yes, we have snow pose. How are you underground, Tingle? What are you doing? Sorry, I need those. Also, screw you. Come here, come here. Die! Die! Aw. I'll wait, so come. FF10, not FF10-2. You could guess in 5 milliseconds what I don't like about 10-2. Everybody could. Anybody who's even remotely familiar with 10-2 could tell me what I don't like about 10-2. I mean, you could say the J-pop, and that's a very valid answer, but what it really boils down to is a complete lack of tonal... I don't want to say tonal cohesion, because I've seen things that are silly and serious at the same time, but 10-2 fails at that dynamic. So, I'm just going to say bad tone, and leave it at that. Because tonal consistency isn't necessarily the requirement here, that's why I stopped myself. Yakuza 0 is a very tonally inconsistent game, but it's awesome. Did you make your guess yet, Savicum? I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. The spiral thing and the unskippable cutscenes. 2 extremely good guesses, one of which is correct. The unskippable cutscenes thing is honestly what I consider to be unforgivable. The spiral thing is actually really easy to completely ignore because of how insanely stupid it is. Also, it's not really even supported in the game. Like, they'll mention a few things, and they'll be like, But otherwise, you can just pretend that the Spiral of Death is actually a Spiral of Death and not... It's been, like, 400 goddamn years since the last time we've had an issue. So we now have the Fire Rod. Yeah, go ahead, Savicon. It's a pretty easy guess, if I'm being honest. I'm a little shocked you didn't... That sounds insulting. In my mind, it's the bigger complaint. Let's put it that way. Fire, yes! Screw you, Tingle. Honestly, if I had to pick a third thing, it would be the grind, so I'll give you bonus points there, Dream Whisperer. The grind in FF10 is weird. Like, you might say it's not really necessary, and you would be wrong. Because FF10 has an extremely awful difficulty curve. And thus there are multiple points in the game where if you don't know what you're doing, you are shreked. And yeah, it's one of the weirdest forms of grind ever, because it's not even just like running a circle grind. It's make sure you rotate people in and out constantly to make sure they're getting experience. Also, if you didn't particularly bring this particular person or level this particular part of the sphere good on the people you're using, sucks to be you. Also, for these parts of the game, you can only use this character, or one of these 3 characters, or this one other character. Yeah, there's a lot of Sten sections in 10. But no, the biggest thing... Yes, you have to be Scottish. For me. Oh, wait, you haven't guessed yet. I'm sorry, Savicum. I'm sorry. Well, you can take... Okay, fine. It's the voice acting. Or to be slightly more accurate with that, it's a combination of the voice acting direction, so the voice direction, and the localization. It's easy to understand and care about those characters if I divorce myself from the actual cutscenes in which they are present. But at very, very few times do I actually feel like that is the character who is talking there. Or that is the plight that they are feeling. It is such a level of headcanon that it's always and ever forced a divorcement. That's a new word. I'm just going to invent it because I don't know words right now. It's always made a divide between me and the story. Yeah, there are a few moments of good voice direction in that game. There are. And there's some scenes that land. And then there's the other 90% of them. And that's my biggest problem with it. I have actually been told that in several other languages it's done a lot better. And obviously Japanese. But I don't speak other languages. I'm an idiot. I speak English. And in English, they failed at their job pretty hard. This isn't even me, like, being harsh about this. They themselves have and will admit they failed. They did not know what they were doing. They were breaching brand new ground. They had literal technical issues, like just getting the sound clips to play correctly without literally crashing the game was a hurdle they had to overcome. So I feel bad for them. But that's always been a barrier to me really enjoying FF10 as much as I want to. Yeah, dilly-dally, shilly-shally. Enough said. Thankfully, FF12 bypasses that problem completely and is actually rather well voice-directed and very well localized, and thus no issues. At least until we start talking about Pinello. Oh, absolutely, Casual. Like, have you seen the list of actors in FF10? They didn't skimp out on that. They brought some people who are already vets into that. Ten-2's voice acting is a little bit better, but it's still not at the level of, say, 12. So, it's a good step up, as it should be. Kinda, yeah, Arspruce. Just a bit. Yeah, Tidus' voice actor wasn't a good voice actor yet. He would eventually become one. Hell, he's still voice acting. You know, that's a good question, Tree Whisperer. I'm not sure. I do believe that was his breakout role. It was certainly one of his biggest ones. When was Tidus? FF10 was really early. It was like 2002, I want to say. Like, it was an early PS2 title. We don't talk about FF13. Done it. I've created a gentleman's game for Deku Scrubs. I call it Terrapin Hockey. The rules are simple. You send terrapins spinning, and then you cut them. Cutting them when they're not spinning is lame, but when they are, it's cool. It's so fun. Don't you see how fun it is? Spin them, and then cut them. 2001. Jeez, that's even worse. What else did this? Any hockey fans? No? Okay. Yeah, FF10, ironically, it's funny that you brought all this up, Otherworld Nebula, because FF10 and FF7 do share one big trait with each other. They are the two FFs most in need of a legitimate polishing pass. Both games could be fixed with a remaster and do not actually require a remake. Now, in 10's case, that would involve re-recording lines, and there's no getting around that. But a few polishing passes of certain specific features, like, for example, the fact that there's no good AoE healing in FF10. How many of you even know that? There's no party healing in FF10 to speak of. That's just a thing. Bit of a rebalancing pass, maybe make some of the optional bosses a little less bullcrappy. Tone down the monster arena a little bit. Like, that's what I mean when I say a polishing pass. Actually sit down and be like, alright, this, make this here, give this ability, make this target 3 targets. You get it, right? Just a little polishing pass, and we would have an amazo game. Most people I know are Kitten fan. See you around, J. Palmer. Get good sleeps. Or else. Are the FF7 remakes any good? So let me start by saying, Yes, if you're looking for a binary answer, the answer is FF7R1 is a damned good game. But if you know me at all, you know that it's very hard for me to just give a binary answer to something like that. So to give a slightly more in-depth answer to that question, Final Fantasy R1, its biggest overall flaw is the fact that... I'm trying to even put this into words. They were really trying to stretch out the game into what was considered full game length, right? And the Midgar section is nice and meaty. There's a lot of stuff to do there. But they apparently just had some mandate from somewhere that they had to stretch it out even longer. So while plenty of the content in FF7R1 is very good, and most of the sections which have been fleshed out are done so in a good and proper fashion, then there's the sections which aren't. And my favorite example of that, the example, is when you're going in between... God, I don't remember. It's when you're going to the Sector 5 plate. That's all I'll say. And the Sector 5 plate is like the worst part of padding in the entire game. It's awful. Now, that's all over the place. There's several little micro examples of that throughout the game, but that's the big one. That's... You remember this sequence that was like a 4-minute jaunt last time? Well, now it's 3 full dungeons from hell. And I remind you, for those of you not familiar with the game like I am, narratively, that's a point at which you're in a hurry. So in addition to just plain old being padding, the whole time game-wise, the game's telling you, oh my god, we gotta go, we gotta go, Renoa's hanging from the side, we gotta go! Hang on, let's go through 3 full dungeons! Yeah, then there's the Hojo dungeon, which is actually even worse paced than that. It's just not as bad because it's only 1 dungeon. But yes, the Hojo dungeon is the same exact problem. The pacing and the padding are a real issue in FF7R1, but the rest of it is legitimately solid. I will say this in favor of FF7R1. The thing that FF7R1 does better than anything else is character. That is absolutely the best representation of Cloud, Barret, Eris, Tifa, I could keep going, but I'm going to stop there, that I've ever seen. It is a perfect representation of their characters, and they nail it. They nail it in motion capture, they nail it in voice acting, they nail it in dialogue, they nail it in localization. There are tiny little hints of personality and flavor, and it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. Barret is unironically my favorite character from FF7R1 because they frickety nail it. Oh, yes, definitely better than FF14. Or, excuse me, FF15. 100%. Penguins? What are we doing with penguins now? Go away. Go away. Go away. Oh no. Damn it. I didn't have enough time. Oh god. Oh god, this actually is a problem now. Hang on, hang on. They swarmed me. They swarmed me. That was gonna be funny, too. Okay. Hi. The dungeon design wasn't bad. The trash design was good. I do like that each character plays differently, and the combat was overall enjoyable. I think each boss should have less health. So, you know, duh, I suppose. That's part of that 15% problem we were just mentioning. Everything just has a little bit too much health in that game. Excuse me, excuse me. I don't actually remember what this thing is. Yeah, you can't bypass a boss phase. I don't care how much damage you're doing to it. It's not terrible, but it is too long, and when you're playing an already, like, 50, 60-hour game, every boss having too much health, it adds up, right? I'm also not speaking of spoilers for very obvious reasons, but all I'll say is everything about the outro sucked on both axes, in my opinion. I hated the outro to FF701. And keep in mind, I was very overall positive on that game until we hit that outro. Holy crap. I think I've already gone too far. Was it back here? Oh, God, I don't remember where the frickin' portal was. The Sphinx. Oh my God. There were signs that the outro was going to be terrible. That's true. There it is. Well, hopefully RFF7 will actually be enjoyable. It's pretty much the most I can hope for. Let out mice? I did. Frickin' mice. Probably no real work, Savicom, but like writing work, you know, stuff I could do without having access to my computer. That kind of stuff, maybe. We'll see. I'd like to. But you know me. It is, as I've said a few times, a hobby, so it's kind of hard to prioritize. Make money doing the rewrites. That's something I do because I want Spawning more and more crap here. We're almost up to 4,000 gems on this stage. Yeah, I know, right, Torchinator? Thanks, game. Thanks for that. Hey, it was far left. Hello, Czar. And I do agree, I mentioned all the great character stuff. You'll notice I did not mention Sephiroth in all the great character stuff. I get where they're going with it, I just don't care for it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's hit 4,000. Give me 4,000 gems. Yeah! There we go. Oh yeah, Genesis is just the best. Like, if I could just have Genesis every day. Well, that's when FF7R2 comes into the equation, Junkyard Hush. But I will say this. If we ignore all other things, FF7R1 does not have a particularly interesting villain in the form of Sephiroth. It does have a much more interesting villain in the form of President Shinra. And if I might be so bold, Heidegger, who is much better in the remake than in the original. Boss time. Again, I guess. I've already streamed FF7R1. Although it was before the Oblivion line, so it's not a current review. Still, it's sort of hard in someone in my position to not be kept abreast of things from fantasy. Time to enter the Golden Land. I mean, the Wind Tower. Whatever. Heroes, you've done well to get this far. I am the Knight of Hyrule charged with guarding the Purple Jewel. Thanks to you, we've been freed from the dark spells bound us. You must now take the 4 jewels past this icebound temple and fly to sacred grounds. There you can enter the tower leading to the Golden Path, where Vati lurks. Deep within the palace which soars above the realm of the heavens, a terrible darkness awaits you all. Yet if you do not dispel that darkness, true peace will never return to Hyrule. Fate of Princess Zelda and all of Hyrule rests in your hands. I understand completely, Zar. As I... I don't think we're going to beat this tonight. We're going to come really close, but I don't think we're going to manage it. Let me in! Let me in! Oh man, now I want gummies, Blue Fusion Bolt. Frickin' keys. Do you know how even moving an object takes less time in this game than a lot of other Zelda games? Remember how long it took to slowly move something in like, some of the Zelda games we've covered up till now? And here it's just shove, 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 done. Love it. I don't blame you on that one, Zara. That's pretty much why I quit my networking job. What they were demanding of me was not something I was ready to do. The ice. If you're paying attention, there's even enemies encased in ice now. No, they were going to do this really bonkers shift schedule. Which, even to this day, I don't remember the exact specifics on. It was really dumb, though. Like, imagine working a morning shift, and then an evening shift, and then another evening shift, and then a noon, like a mid shift, then a morning shift, then an evening shift, then an evening shift, then a morning shift, then a morning shift. Like, just changing every week when nighttime is for you. That was just such a terrible, terrible idea on so many levels. No, don't. I actually don't know, Mr. Red. But I do know that I like big bombs, and I cannot lie. Yeah, I remember exactly what it feels like looking for a job. It's not a very fun experience. Strange how that works out. Thank God we have infinite bombs, am I right? Yes, I know, game. Thank you. So close. Jesus. I'm sorry, just for. Floating mice, my personal favorite. god. Oh my god! Okay. That was fun. Not a lot of gems either, I just noticed. Oh well. Oh god, what is the name of that paper? Bubble wrap, that's it. You know what this game is? It's popping bubble wrap. At every point in time, the game has done something to make sure that you have something that's weirdly satisfying to do, right? Like, hey, here's an entire room of enemies, and here's a gem that will instantly kill all of them. Or, here's a house that you can move, that while you're shoving it, it shoots flames out the other side. Or, here's like a giant corridor, which we just gave you the dash button, so you can dash through and just mow through all of them like it's a lawnmower. Like, it, even with the grass, it does stuff like that. There's a lot of weirdly satisfying elements to the game. And because they know exactly what you have at each point, they can play to that. Okay, that's just foul play right there. No, don't. I'm gonna miss out on those gems because they're on the frickin' ah. Agreed, just for TV. I cannot believe this game hasn't been ported to the Switch. Well, again, if this had online multiplayer, then each player would just be looking at their screen, right? Having said that, yeah, I'm not sure how they would do local co-op. Oh, yeah, I remember this. I remember hating this puzzle. So let's see how we do, shall we? It depends on the game, Rain 36. Ah! I've heard good things about the Talos Principle 2, for example. Oh my god, no! I got the hard one twice, which turned it back off. Ah! Okay. Let's try this. So first of all, that should just get the last one. Still no. 3. I knew what you meant, though, Rain 36. I'm sure there's some example that I can't think of right now. So, I don't know is the truthful answer. I got nothing. Whoa, there we go. That's okay. I accept that. Like, even the sound effects are satisfying. You know? That's true. 3DS did have a game which probably exists and probably is of some level of quality. Come on. There you go. What about a 2000? So you might think, what amazing thing does the fire rod upgrade to? Because this is pretty much the first time you can upgrade the fire rod. Unfortunately, it's boring. It's just the Cane of Samaria from LTTP. So you can just... I cast block. See you around, Otherworld Nebula. Excuse me. Hope you have a good night. And I hope to see you in the future, if you feel so inclined. If I haven't completely bored you off. There's a non-zero chance we're starting LTTP tomorrow, either in the morning or in the evening, so... if that matters to anybody. Sure, game. Interesting room. See, I like to think that ISE is being held hostage here. By who? Probably me. Or my extremely very real Canadian girlfriend. Why do you still watch The Low Runner? Well, you see, there really isn't any Zobe. That's the sad part. It was a gameplay gimmick that was kind of coincidentally into being a thing, like a lore thing. The Four Sword itself is a neat concept and all, but really it's just there as a vehicle to introduce multiplayer. So that everyone can play as Link, because you can't play a Zelda game without playing as Link, obviously. Of course not. Zelda has better fashion sense than that. She's the magenta one. What's funny is we know people like playing as characters other than Link because Hyrule Warriors got a sequel and everything. Oh, hey E-Tree. Thank you very, very much for the support. Stuttering all over the place today. I'll put that towards Cyberpunk, Metro Exodus, Guild Wars 2. The problem I have, my stutter is very irritating. It's because my mind goes approximately 10,000 times faster than my mouth. So if you hear me stutter, you'll often notice it is a combination of two separate words, because I was already thinking both separate words and I hadn't decided which one I wanted to say yet. For example, thank you for the sub, thank you for the support. Here's an example I just gave just now. Adderall would not be a good thing for someone like me, who is neurotypical and does not actually have any form of ADHD. That would probably be very damaging to me. You probably should not take drugs for something you do not have. Pro tip. Medical advice for the day. I love Purple's voice, by the way. I mean, it's still probably not a good thing, PM Triox. Which is sort of my overall point. This isn't about blame. Although if I was going to blame someone, it's definitely going to be Talia. She deserves all the blame. Hi, Sean. Flame power! Oh, shoot, they got me. Time to die, then. Tingle? You want any of this? No? Okay. You want to hit, Tingle? Get your force gems. Get your force gems here. Wow, we just straight up murdered those guys. They just stood there. That's horrible. we're still encountering troops as we're going through what is supposed to be the final defense to the realm of the heavens, aka the Golden Land. I mean, does anybody not want to hit Tingle? No, it's not a translation thing. I'm sorry, I guess you didn't hear this earlier. So, you're aware of Link to the Past's story at least a little bit, right? In the backstory to Link to the Past, there's an event called the Imprisonment War. That's what sets up the events of LTTP. This game was supposed to be it was supposed to be that. It was supposed to be the Imprisoning War. And what I've been doing as we've been going through this is pointing out all the evidence that's still in the game of the story that was ripped out of it. So, no, we're actually going to some stupid tower that's in the air because last minute change. And the Triforce doesn't even exist. Whoa, whoa, whoa there, buddy. So this is how a Dragoon fights. If you wonder why Dragoons are popular in Final Fantasy games. Oh, hey, there's a person there. And now there isn't. Link, the sacred grounds lie within this forest. Preparations are complete. Let's proceed. Link, you've returned to where you started, the Four-Sword Sanctuary. Now give us the 4 royal jewels. Hear me, heavens, hear me, earth. Heed the light of the royal jewels enshrined here and restore to us the Tower of Winds. And not, you know, like the Golden Land, or the Triforce, or whatever. Climb the tower. You are entrusted with Zelda's safety. Do I have to? Why do they have to limit themselves to just one Summicom? I'm not here to judge, okay? I mean, it's the same person. This isn't like a poly thing. This is just one person who happens to be split into 4 bodies. Whoop. Oh, and for the curious, I decided this game doesn't deserve a level select positive because it doesn't do anything with it. It's just a level select. So, no plus to anything. Yes, this is the 4-body problem. Points of view. So I hope you like 2D dungeons. Like, you liked Link's Awakening, right? That's the final bit of DNA in this game. LTTP, Ocarina, Minish Cap, or rather Wind Waker. And finally, Link's Awakening. the whole dungeon is in 2D. Just most of it. Trying to remember. Each of the links has a different title, right? Like there's the Hero of Time from Ocarina, Hero of Winds from Wind Waker, the Hero of Twilight from Twilight Princess. I believe this one is the Hero of Four, or the Hero of the Four Sword. I can't actually remember which off the top of my head. In lore, in game, they just refer to him as the one who is four. The Hero of Heroes. Alright, then there's the Hero of the Wilds. That's Breath of the Wild Link. Although I suppose I would make Tears of the Kingdom Cake Heroes of the Tears. But no, I think he's still technically Hero of the Wilds, regardless of, you know, being, Really? Being in a different game. Ah, shoot. So what would we call, like, the LTTP link? Because he's in a bunch of stuff. Hero of the Triforce, maybe? Maybe the Four Links? The Hero of the Wallet Cleanse. Name. Let's see, then we've got Minish. So that's easy, just a Hero of the Minish. Triforce Heroes, which is Hero of Fashion, obviously. What am I missing here? Help me out, help me out. What links have we not covered? I suppose there's the Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 link. Hero of Hyrule, maybe, in that case? Well, no, because Zelda 2 link, that is to say Zelda 1 link, goes beyond Hyrule. Like, that's a thing. Skyward is the chosen hero? A little presumptive, but sure. It makes sense, though, considering the spoilery plot of Skyward, which I will not talk about right now. Hylia's a dick, excuse me. came in. Or is this where I came in? Shoot, I can't remember. Well, Link's Awakening is the LTTP link, which is also the Oracle's link, so that might be a good Hero of Hyrule. Well, no, because, like, 3 of his 4 adventures have nothing to do with Hyrule. Hero of Trains. I actually like that, unironically. What are you? I'm the hero of trains. Hero of Legend. Again, a little presumptive, but, you know. Oh god, Hyrule Historia. The source so canonical that the canonical sources have actually disagreed with it already, at least once. Yes, we're dealing with thwomps, by the way, if you're missing that. Hero of Paintings. I don't know, I feel like we could substitute another word for paintings, or help me out here, because Hero of Painting? No. Hero of Art? Hero of Paint? I don't know, Hero of Paintings just doesn't quite work. Oh, canvas. Good word. I like that. I would also accept Hero of Low Roll, but I like Hero of Canvas. Got a good ring to it. They throw Gerudo in this dungeon, don't they? Like, we're already up to almost 8 hearts, which is more than we usually get. And we've gotten 2 defense bracelets, which I don't think those stack. But if those do, that's hilarious. How much damage do you take? No. What? No. No, like what damage value? Uh-uh. I don't feel like taking damage today. I pass. I'm gonna activate my nanomachines. Link damage. Wait, is Link his first name or his last name? Ah! Yeah, there's so much Link's Awakening in this game, it's kind of weird, but Most of it doesn't show up till the end. He probably doesn't have a family name, or Link is the family name, one of the two. But they keep using it like a proper, excuse me, like an informal name. Like, good friends and family call him Link, which probably means it's his first name. Then again, how many people call, you know, Shepard by her first name? Use another example of that. I'm your one true love, Shepard. You realize I have a name, right? Yeah, and I just said it, Shepard. No, listen, that's not... Okay. Oh, God. No, Orange Deku, no. That path lays onto madness. German Link. Oh my god, no, that's it. German, Shepard and Link marry. And it turns out both of them have the first name, German. Yes, it could be worse. I guess I'd need that. Should have known better. This game offers you an item. There's like a 9 out of 10 chance you should pick it up immediately. They know where they're placing those. Play some Donkey Kong. No, I didn't torture her. What about you? I can't say anything. One of the things I used to do is I would rename characters like Frog in Chrono Trigger or Cyan in FF6. Loin. As an L-O-I-N. So people would be like, Sirloin! 8 hearts now. Jesus. Yeah, I know, I'm pathetic. I get it. I get it. You don't have to make fun. It's fine. I understand. Oh, are we at the boss? Excellent. So this boss took me a while to understand how to beat the first time. I'm not gonna lie. You can make fun. Okay, I'll come back. See, it's a bunch of slimes on the ground. And nobody likes slime, so I'm thinking, how do I kill all these slimes? Then I realized it. Had to Dragoon it up. Sorry, we're not actually at the boss yet. Sorry, if it's not obvious. Yeah, I'm quite fond of the graphics. Speaking of which, I should add Tower to the list. Well, yeah, Mr. Red, obviously. It's okay, I'm probably not going to have every Zelda be part of the same continuity this time around. I mean, I've already done that with Final Fantasy, after all. No need to repeat that trick. Now it's the boss time. Don't ask me what that is. I don't know. It's a thing. That is a bit of a cold stare. Although it's probably not obvious, he's still spawning mobs, bit by bit. Because he can do that. Dead. Wrong step of the boss fight. That's my bad. What's funny is the platforming in this is actually pretty tight, too. Probably the best it's ever been. Hi. So here's the actual boss. Clean that up a little bit. See him a little bit better now. Riding his giant frozen eyeball, like you do. Might be his body, I don't know. Would that make it better or worse? New Pokemon, Ice Stare. Combination Ice Dark type. And now we go on to the Golden Land, by which I mean into the air, literally. Ice Dragon. Why? I'm glad you're liking it, Yura. Link? It is you, isn't it? I believed you would come to my rescue, and here you are. I knew you would wield the four swords and come. Thanks to your efforts, the darkness above ground is thinning. The maidens and I will pray to keep the darkness from recovering its full strength. However, the realm of the heavens is now overflowing with Vati's monsters. The darkness in the realm of the heavens must be purged if true peace is to return. Once again, if you replace Realm of the Heavens with Golden Land, this just lines up neatly. So now, for the final stage of Four Swords Adventure, we enter the Dark World, aka the Golden Realm. And we defeat Vati, whoever that is. Because it's all about Ganondorf at this point. Oh, excuse me. Hang on, she's allowed to be multicolored? That's not allowed. Nice shot of the world out there in the distance. I sometimes wonder which tower this was going to be, because all of this is LTTP references, right? So, Tower Hera, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, notice we have an entirely separate overworld map for this area, too. Which, once again, makes sense if this is supposed to be nothing. Because, from a development perspective, if you had to change this from being the Golden Realm to the Realm of the Heavens, you know, just the air, this is a relatively quick and easy fix. Just replace this graphic, right? Swoosh. Done. We're good. Let's do something really quick here. So this is the Realm of the Heaven, and this place can be fun. Yeah, exactly, Tully. So, yes, I. Because I'm live.
Try this.
What is?
Just try it.
Yeah, that's pretty sour. I don't know if they can do that. Yeah, they can kind of see that. That is a Warhead's drink. Apricot flavored, or peach flavored, or something like that. Peach. Yeah, okay, so.
That's cool looking fire.
I like it. Very stylized.
It's clear that this is newer than the style of game it's mimicking.
Yes. This came out in 2004. It's a very new game. Joking aside, this aesthetic, 2D with 3D effects. Near as I can tell, this was the first game to do this.
That's a 2D effect.
This is all 3D objects painted as they're 2D. They look like they're 2D, but these are all 3D objects.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
And notice once again, there's a bunch of soldiers in here, continuing the whole parallel of fighting for the Golden Realm and the war that this game is supposed to be.
You died.
Yeah. It's okay. I got like 50 fairies right now.
Have you seen my real glasses?
So I'm going to assume the obvious that you've checked beside your bed.
Yes.
And by your bed, I mean the one that has a bathroom attached to it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that and your desk were the last two places I saw them.
Okay. Yeah, beside my bed is the last place I saw them. They've been missing for like 4 days.
Cool. Well, let's go kill these people then. Oh, they're not here. Or let's spawn more people. Oh, you're all dead.
Do the shadows attack you?
Nope. Well, I mean, they're trying to, as you can see here. But they're down here.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just confused.
Yeah, no, these are like 2 iterations of glasses ago. So they slightly extend the point at which things get blurry.
Congrats.
Yeah. Driving was weird.
Oh, I bet. Savacom says hi.
Hi, Savacom.
Listen, guys. I know you've been dying to me by the literal hundreds, but maybe don't throw yourself at me en masse. Like, maybe just different strategy. Just suggesting it.
That's a lot of arrows.
I'll take his force jumps.
Boom, boom, boom.
Pick one.
Left.
Pick one of the left ones.
Up.
Well, the idea in lore is that they're cursed, but in the original story that I keep referencing, they were just soldiers. Remember, this is a war, and they are literally fighting. There's all different kind of factions, all fighting over access to the Triforce. We're probably going to chop off after this stage, by the way, because dinner is soonish. So we'll have the last 2 stages tomorrow, and we'll wrap that up. Because this is such a short game, I kind of wish I had finished it today. I planned to start early today in order to, you know, get this game done today, and I apologize because everything just took so long that didn't happen. So that's my fault. I suck. I apologize. Wow, that Warheads drink is still kind of burning my throat a little bit. I'm glad you have, Savacom. I felt pretty boring today. I felt especially bad because we had a few people pop in who don't usually pop in. And I'm like, hi, welcome to me not saying anything and just kind of casually playing a game. Or talking about politics, which nobody wants to talk about. I'm gonna try to do this hard mode just to show off something. Because I don't think you've seen it yet, Savacom. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to talk about politics, and then France happened. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go into it again. If you're interested, a Google of France will probably answer your questions immediately. So if you kill the boss before you kill the dudes, this happens. Although apparently this guy's just, like, scared of us now, and he's dead. Okay. Spicy water. Where was it? Where was it? There it is. I could finish today if I was going to skip dinner, Playable. I'm honestly considering it, because doing LTTP in one day appeals to me for many reasons. That's true, we can't be Alphador in this game. Negative to gameplay. Well, I say skip dinner, it's more like do dinner late. Skip having time with the family might be a better way to phrase that. And I know we were talking about Japanese culture earlier and how you have to, like, have a work-life balance thing, but honestly, I mean, would anyone care if I just went insane because I overworked myself to death? Would anyone mind, honestly? I don't think even anybody would even notice. It'd be fine. It'd be fine. That shouldn't have happened. That was weird. So you notice how a lot of the difficulty is definitely ramping up a little bit here. This is actually by design. The reason you're supposed to get... The reason the game kind of throws fairies at you so much is you're supposed to burn them all in this final world. Now, having said that, I'm not trying to argue this is an is a hard game, not by any measure. It's just, this is the first time the game actually starts doing anything. And in fact, you only have 4 hearts to manage. Well, that's part of that. Of course, I get. Warning, strong winds. I don't think there's... Oh, God! Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. Not actually going to do that. Yeah, hey, Tingle, there's a bunch of stuff up here if you want it. You can have it. I'm cool with it. Fruitcake. God dang it. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. Everything's fine, everything's fine. Everything's fine, everything's fine. Yay! That's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, this is why they start throwing hearts at you a little bit more in the late stuff. Because they expect you to need it. You know, I know we were talking earlier about how there's no section in Chrono Trigger. But what's your least favorite part of Chrono Trigger to replay? For anybody who has an opinion to give. Which one, Dream Whisperer? The Tyrannosaur Lair? Or the first one, or the second one. I can't remember their names of right now. If we're counting the DS version, then yeah, it would be the DS optional dungeons. 100%. Because those suck. But I kind of meant like vanilla CT. Of course there's a like. Why wouldn't there be? A horse-like? I don't know. You actually probably know mine, Ross, because I've complained about it before. It's having to redo that fricking canyon in Truce Canyon over and over again. There's one specific part of the game where you don't have access to any better time portals yet, so you just redo going through Truce Canyon over and over, like 5 times in a row. That'd be it for me. Yeah, that's too low, too slow. There we go. I could see the Hecarim Cave, yeah. Me over the edge. God damn it. Right, reset. Oh, it's a pretty minor issue. But every time I get to the point, there's just a part of me that goes, ugh. Oh, God, the ice arrows. God, I'm trying to remember the first time I found out the ice arrows even exist. It was certainly not on my first playthrough. It might have been either my first exposure to speedrunning or randomizing Ocarina, one of the two. So I didn't 100% that game for a long time. In fact, I've actually never 100%ed that game on the N64. And I probably never will. There's no probably. I definitely never will. Notice how almost every screen has some kind of combat encounter, by the way? There's no passive, like... I'm saying combat wrong. In most of these kind of sequences, there's a pacing in between, like, passive puzzles and active puzzles. Those are my terminology, and they're extremely wrong terminology, but whatever. Passive puzzles is where there's no real threat, it's just solve the puzzle, like Talos Principle. Active puzzles is solve the threat while you're being attacked by flame and death. There's an active threat that's trying to kill you while you're trying to solve the room. Doesn't have to be combat, could be like a rotating flame chain, could be sparks going off the wall. Could be having to navigate an elevator, could be having to kill the King Dodonga. There's options here. Exploding mice, you know. You get it. You get it. For whatever it's worth, I know we're not going to probably finish tonight, but for whatever it's worth, I've been really enjoying this playthrough, and I hope you guys have been too. I know I haven't had as much to talk about, probably because there's just not as much to talk about. It's just really solid gameplay. And cute graphics like that. I will say, so one of the things that I think this game kind of fails at a little bit is its boss design. Almost all of its bosses are based off of Zelda 1 bosses, and there's just only so much you can do with that before you completely have to reinvent the wheel. And they didn't, so instead, it's just kind of, yeah, okay. That's why there's a single boss positive given so far for all the bosses. They're not bad. But, I mean, and? And that's stage 1. Now, I highly recommend this game in an extremely legal fashion, of course. Come on. Ah, screw it. Let's push for it. I've already finished the first half of the audit anyways. That's usually the thing that slows us down. Of course, this dungeon. This one might be a thing. There's another 2D dungeon. Also, I love their appropriate music choice. Once again, going to that great music direction. Would have made a lot more sense if this was the other place, but I'd say that's the last time I'm going to bring that up, but that's a total lie. Because even the final boss fight still makes more sense from the perspective of the idea that this is the imprisoning war. Okay, that's what I thought. Congrats, Mr. Ed. I am not proud of you at all. But I do hope you enjoy the free Lotro expansion when you get there. Do you have any other games on your backlog right now, Mr. Ed, out of curiosity? This section. Almost perfect. Gems. Gems. Well, the reason I ask is because how long are you to finishing Lotro? Like, being caught up, I should explain more accurately. No, I mean, like, I'm being sincere. I'm not trying to meme or whatever. It's hard to dodge someone when I'm given a 2D plane to do it in. Jeez, game. So the reason I ask is it sounds to me, if you want to be more organized about things, and you know me and organization, that Lotro should be your filler game, not your main game. Something you play when you don't feel like or have nothing else to play. And that you should focus on other games that you could play instead in order to kind of push through those. And because those games are not filler games, those are finite games. Oh god dang it, I forgot the thing. That's my fault. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Good thing that making a mistake only takes a few seconds to recover from, by the way. Yes, I'm gonna keep banging on about that. There's certainly negatives for this game, but god dang, it just plays so smoothly compared to so many of the other ones we've been playing. Tomorrow we're gonna play LTTP, one way or the other. Anybody looking forward to that? Just me? Okay, that's cool. I hide in my corner of shame. This will be the second time I've played LTTP without doing a rando route in an extraordinary amount of time. The only reason it's second is because we got that LTTP theater in there. I hope it holds up too. You know me, I am unremitting, whether it's a game I like or not. Yeah, you see my point, though, Mr. Red, right? I'm not trying to say your taste in games is dumb, and you're dumb, and your face is dumb, and your country is dumb, and your species is dumb. What I'm trying to say is that there's nothing wrong with having a filler game, but maybe you should treat it as a filler game rather than the thing you're spending your primary amount of time doing. That's all. Like, I don't know. A lot of it's psychology. I've noticed this over the years. And getting yourself into the mindset of, you know, I have accomplished a new head-on wiki page. I am going to treat myself to a few hours of Metroid Prime, right? That's a random example, but you get the overall idea. Assuming you're liking Metroid Prime, that is presumption on my part. I will freely admit, I love Metroid Prime 1, but I will never say anything about its flaws, or I will never diminish its flaws, because it certainly has them. Oh no, oh no, oh no! Oh no! Oh god, that was actually close. Yeah, I mean, not to make this point, Mr. Ed, really, there's no shame here. But how many 70s do you have in WoW? How many do I have? You know me and WoW. I love the intensity of these last few dungeons, by the way. I mean, as weird as it sounds, they feel like proper Zelda dungeons. I also love that they're very, very high-paced. You know me. I love it when my time is not being wasted. Gosh, I went to the wrong formation. That's on me. That's on me. Jeez, I'm gonna die to these things. That's one thing to do. Not die to them. There we go. Off you go. Yeah, I mentioned itemization a lot. This game does what Minish Cap tried to do, and honestly does it a lot better. You will not want for things in this game, for hearts and for points, for force gems, except in a few specific stages, because they drop them like candy. Now, they do that on purpose. That's manually placed, and they do that because they're predicting 4 separate players who all have their own health bars. But it does have the byproduct of being a good way to bypass the fact that you only have 4 hearts, or whatever. In most Zelda games, the itemization rate being so, the itemization drop rate, excuse me, being so low doesn't really matter, because who cares? You've got 20 hearts, right? Or 12, or 8, or whatever. But in this game, you have 4. So you need to have your health coming in as frequently as it's going out. Good design. Dang it! Okay, I'll be up in a minute. That is officially dinner. I suppose we won't beat the game today. I'll play like 1 hour tomorrow and be like, alright, moving on. I have no idea, Mr. Ed. Find out in a moment. I could also stop literally right here. There's nothing preventing me from doing that. After all, one of the nice things about emulation is this concept called save states. Dear Nintendo, please figure out what save states are and start implementing them. They were invented in the 90s. Sincerely, everyone in the world.